Welcome and good evening. This is Big Time Super Friends, the show with TV show and movie shenanigans. Honey, you should see me in a crown. I'm Toby-Wan Kenobi.
Don't squeeze me, I'll fart. I'm Brian.
I came, I saw, I kicked its ass. I'm Marshall.
And all I want to do is see you turn into a giant woman. I'm Tori.
And I told you last week, you're fat as fuck, Vin Diesel. And I'll tell you again, you're fat son. And I'm Marcus.
Is that the way this show goes?
You fat son.
I can just imagine like Vin Diesel watching our show.
He's
and
like one of the subscribers.
One stray tear.
I just imagine sitting down with a bowl of popcorn like, oh, my friends told me to watch this. What is this? First thing
He's like upset and he pulls out a piece of paper and he starts writing a handwritten letter. Like,
What's this Rocky Balboa up to?
Mom, they called me fat. Am I fat? Or sorry, Mom, they called me fat.
Honey, it's only when you stand next to The Rock.
Tell me I'm as good as The Rock.
It takes you 20 minutes to do the quarter mile.
First topic, guys.
You beat me to it, Toby. First topic.
Deadpool 2 moving forward with its creative team intact. Is this a good thing?
Flawless.
Flawless.
You took the words right out of my brain.
I actually recently saw Deadpool, and I'm kind of in between Brian's opinion and your guys' opinion because I don't think it was flawless, but I also don't think it was the worst movie I've ever seen. I think it was pretty good.
You thought it was the worst movie?
Yeah.
I gave it a better rating than a 3.5.
But honestly, I really felt like it was really trying very hard in certain points, and you could really tell.
I
And
give it a
even
5
though
out
it
of
was
10.
still funny, it was very obvious to me, and I just couldn't bring myself to be okay with it.
I can agree with that. There were parts that were like a little too much, but I still want it to be the same creative team. Like even its hang-ups, I want to see them do it again because what they did right, they did great.
Yeah, and honestly, the action, I really thought it was all going to be silly, beyond what I thought was going to be entertaining, but I actually really liked those sequences, and if they can expand on that as well as the other companion characters, I think I'll like it a lot.
There is no companion characters. It's Cable next time.
I didn't think the movie was flawless, by the way. I thought it was a very good movie, but I do think that creative team was flawless.
Okay,
I won't say the movie's flawless.
Actually,
I'm saying the fact that it's them moving ahead is a flawless decision.
It's the best decision they made.
The one thing I will say that was flawless, though, was the marketing team. The
Oh my god, phenomenal.
The viral marketing was
those
awesome.
romance posters.
Oh, yeah.
So freaking
But you know
fun.
what?
Take your girlfriend
I've
to see this Valentine movie.
Yeah, that was great.
I've never felt dumber when I first saw that emoji billboard. I was like, what the fuck is this for?
The
What does this
dead poop?
mean? I could not figure it out. And I was like, I'm
that
an
was
idiot.
Their marketing was on
I was like,
point.
what is this?
If they continue on that, I guess I should ask you because you're clearly the superior Marvel fan here.
Supreme.
Superior.
I mean, I don't want to take credit
You're the
away.
Marvel
Like,
Supreme Sorcerer.
You're setting him up to fail.
The first movie was on a mid $50 million budget. Do you think it would be a good idea to maybe up the budget a little bit, or no? Keep it around there, making them forcing their hand to kind of
Keeping in mind that Cable is going to be in this.
This
next
isn't
movie.
even like a real Marvel fan question as much as it's just a movie making question about anytime like money is not always good. And if you give a good director a bunch of money, sometimes they'll make bad decisions.
That's true.
Michael Bay.
Like Michael Bay. Like sometimes Christopher Nolan. I'm sorry.
Sometimes constraints
sometimes,
help.
yeah. People need to always be in check. There should never be a single creative force in the movie industry that is just like, oh, you got this. Here's a bunch of money. Do what you want.
It's the same in any industry. Like if you give an engineer something to do and you say, hey, just go with it. Just go.
Remember that one bridge you built? You did
Yeah.
awesome. Here's $2 billion.
They're going to build the
Do what you
shittiest bridge
want.
possible, but you tell them, I need you to build a bridge that weighs this much and costs less than $20, and they're just like,
Right.
how do you do that? And then they fucking figure it out. And I
And they
feel like
do
that's
it.
that's sometimes really
So
helpful.
should
for
the budget be
creativity.
more? Yes, but like not something crazy. Mid-50s good. Like make it 100, 150. Like don't shell out Avengers money
That's
on
more
it.
than
Like,
double.
But if you're gonna add Cable, it should. I think the budget's
because
gonna
you
go
need
up
the CGI
exponentially.
for that.
Yeah.
I feel like they should get like 80 million and use that extra 30 just for cameos.
Because also you got to think of whatever actor they cast. His budget
exactly.
already. Raises.
Well, and another thing
Exactly.
too is if they cast Cable and that actor is going to play Cable, he's going to play Cable in any other Marvel movies that have Cable in it. So they need to make sure that they cast somebody who can play a
Right.
decent character.
Agreed.
Please.
Yes.
Yes. Keira
They're gonna
Knightley.
fuck that up. I
For the sake of Brian, cast an excellent.
Please.
Who'd you say? Who
Yeah,
did
I'm
you
pretty
say?
sure he'll die if
I
Cable
know.
sucks.
Please,
Like,
Vin Diesel as Cable.
I really don't want Brian to die, so please, Marvel.
my
Weirdly
God.
enough, they're looking at The Rock and Kevin Hart to be Cable. Simultaneously. They're both going to stack on top of each other.
Vin
breaking my
Diesel
heart.
auditioned, but they said he was too fat.
Somehow, the weird thing is they're carrying around a Jumanji board. I don't know what the fuck that's all about.
Weird.
Pretty gnarly.
I say keep it between 80 to 100 million. Keep it
Keep it conservative.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be crazy.
Yeah.
same characters too. I think they are bringing back the main cast that was in the first one, which I think is a smart move.
I wonder if they're going to go copycat with her, though. Speaking of added characters. You think they will?
Maybe.
Okay. Just
Maybe
curious.
maybe
The
some
two
unknown
characters that
mutant.
were
off
in
topic.
Deadpool 1, Colossus and the girl. because her-
Negasonic?
Yeah, her
Negasonic.
name is
And
too long for me to remember.
I
Are they
also-
coming
Teeny
back?
Forehead.
Honestly, one of my favorite parts of that entire movie was him with the X-Men just being like, big house, just you two. It's almost like they couldn't afford
I
it.
know.
Oh my god.
yeah.
That line just was the best part
You
of
know,
the
that
whole
may be
movie.
another major reason that Deadpool doesn't need a huge budget. Was because he can break the fourth wall. Like,
Exactly.
he can explain away any inconsistency.
I've never actually
Yeah.
played his Deadpool video game. I want to. I've heard mixed reviews.
I want to
It's
also.
good.
But my-
It's good in terms of like getting into his head.
Something really funny I
I don't
saw,
like the action.
like a video of it, is in one point he like goes through a door. You have to like go through a door, and he walks into an 8-bit level. And it's like, what's happening? And he calls up the maker of the video game. They're like, we ran out of budget. We're sorry. If they did that in a movie, like that would be super fourth wally, but that could
Yeah.
be super funny if they handled it well.
But you
Like,
could also be beating a dead horse. You know, if he does it too often, then we might get tired of it.
true,
Yeah.
and that was
Yeah.
one thing I was worried about with the Deadpool movie, and like speaking of creative team in general, is that the comic can be a little too much. Like I've
Yeah, and he would just be like tacos, chimichangas.
Right, like I worried that the movie was going to be, and I thought they did
Yeah.
a good job of reining it in. Maybe
Yeah.
some things need to be reined in more, some things they can have more room with. That's why I'm excited it's the same creative team.
Mm-hmm.
They did it so well with the first one. Give them another shot. Like, let's see what they can fix.
There,
Because
there
you
are
know
s-
they have notes.
Yeah,
and
there are some
they
things
wanna
too that I
fix.
don't want to see pulled from comic books. There are some things that I think don't belong in the cinematic universe, and Deadpool is one of the scary properties because he has a lot of stuff that I don't think belongs in the cinematic universe, like the
Right.
Deadpool squirrel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think they really have to be careful about what they choose to make canon.
True.
Yeah.
By
Very
the way, Brian made 5 out of 10 on that movie. What'd you give it? By the way, first one.
Deadpool?
Yeah.
I would give Deadpool probably, I mean,
I thought it was a solid maybe 7 out of 10 for me.
I'd have to go at least 8. I almost want to say 9, but that's too high. Let's go 8 out of 10. Just because not only did it land the character, it nailed everything I know about Deadpool. Solidly nailed. Mm-hmm. I thought Reynolds was great. The directing was great. I love the opening mock credits. The action was amazing. The comedy was on point.
And the small hand was great.
Yeah.
yeah, that was the best part, man.
That was probably one of the
That was
funnier
one of
sequences of the
the.
whole movie.
I laughed, I think, 3 times in that movie. That was one of them.
I thought it did a great job of nailing what it needed to.
I like the after credits scene too.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great.
I was
not
into
a lot
that.
of people caught on to what he was replicating there. But
Yeah, that's some good
Ferris
knowledge
Bueller.
for you. But
Yeah.
anyways,
great.
next topic.
The Rock dropping more hints about playing Black Adam.
You know what? I'm just going to go out and say it. Rock, you fat. Nah.
Don't even pretend.
he will come through this door somehow. I don't even know, but the Rock can hear
Like
us.
the Kool-Aid guy. Ooh, yeah! Just rock bottom you, you know?
I honestly think this movie is not going to happen.
You don't think so?
I
I
don't
thought he actually
think
all but
it's gonna
confirmed he was Black
happen.
Adam.
Maybe he's just really enthusiastic.
I know.
It was one of
He's
those
just fucking
things
with
where
us.
it's like,
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening. Nothing. We haven't heard anything new as far as like the scheduling wise or anything like that, at least to my knowledge. And
Well, Marvel's schedule is pretty full right now, and especially because now that Disney's acquired the rights, they've got Star Wars films to contend with. They've got actual Disney films to contend with. It could just be so far out at this point that they don't want to talk about it.
well, good thing it's a DC film.
I
Oh,
know.
shit.
Damn.
I'm like, I mean, DC is. I wasn't gonna argue
But
because
I'm
like
black.
DC is competing with those, so I won't say you're wrong. 'Cause
Yeah,
DC does compete with those companies.
that's pretty fair, guys. I just don't know the character.
Fair
so.
enough.
The thing is like, I would much rather have them give us another. I don't want The Rock in the DC cinematic universe is already kind of stumbling a little bit.
Yeah.
Would you say?
I'm glad
that's
you're willing to
accurate?
say it.
Okay. Not with me, but I acknowledge to the fans. Okay.
In terms of importance, like where does this guy even place? Like, is he somebody that's going to need to be part of the greater situation?
The Shazam Black Adam thing.
Well, the thing is in this animated, I highly recommend watching this animated movie called Justice League War, and in that Justice League team, Shazam is part of the Justice League. And The Rock I think is trying to take the place of Shazam, but honestly, he doesn't look like Shazam. He looked like Black Adam.
Well, yeah, if he's the villain, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, if
That's
somehow...
what he is, isn't he? He's supposed to be Black Adam.
Like
right?
Black Adam. He's the villain. But
Yeah,
I think
so I'm all for that.
I think they're trying to figure out a way
Don't.
to make him the good guy.
Shouldn't.
Like an anti-hero type
yeah.
guy.
I want to see The Rock as a villain.
And it's like, wouldn't it be awesome if The Rock was in Justice League? No.
No.
No,
it wouldn't.
Like,
As
please
much as
don't
I
do
love
that.
The Rock, don't do it.
He's one of those actors that does well when he doesn't really need to act, and he can just actually just be himself.
And flex.
So,
I mean, he's
yeah.
fine.
Sweat.
Yeah, be a fun brute. Like that's what he can do.
I would say that Black Adam takes on that kind of role where he wouldn't appear in a
like
Justice
the
League
major
movie.
movies.
Yes, it's
So they're
separate.
creating
it's like
a separate universe.
Yeah, not a separate universe.
No,
Just like
he's
a
just not
separate
part of the main
universe. Yeah, he's just like a side deal that they make money off.
He'd be more like the Dark Elf from Thor 2. Like he was a villain
Yeah.
in one movie and then he's gone.
Yeah,
We never talked about him again.
And honestly, if The Rock is Black Adam, right? He's the bad guy, right? To Shazam. Question: who plays Shazam?
Yeah, they would need to cast.
Like
a
honestly,
badass.
like when
Channing
you
Tatum.
stack both of these guys,
Channing Tatum.
Kevin Hart.
it's like
Vin Diesel.
You can see the Balboa action.
Oh my gosh.
Or if they really want to go out there, Seth Rogen.
just saying, like who do you?
He's already played Green
who
Hornet.
opposes him
Yeah.
physically?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Overall, I don't think this movie is going to be made. Honestly, I think The Rock is
I
just
don't
holding
think
on
so
to
either.
fucking strings. And
I think it'll be made whether they cast The Rock or not. But I
Maybe
think
it's just
DC's
wishful
gonna make
thinking. Yeah.
do you think it's going to hurt the DCU?
Well, by then,
it's not
we'll
part
see where the
technically.
DCU's at by then, because that's still like
Successful.
what far.
It's going to be. It's going to over. They're going to be like Marvel. Who?
All right, I'll remember you said that for my "I told you so" moment.
That's definitely canon.
I hope they don't make this. If they do, great. I'll watch it. But I just
I don't
really
care because I don't know anything about
I don't
this
care.
character.
If they make it, I'll see it. If they don't, I'll be fine.
Why don't you play Black Adam?
I don't really get why that was funny.
Ric Flair. Woo!
To be the best, you have to be the best.
All right, let's move on.
Get out of here.
Next topic.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, likely for a Phase 4 movie. Do you have any other hopefuls for Phase 4, you know?
Cable.
Oh, wow.
That's just me on my
Phase
wish list. I just
4
wanna
Marvel
stand-
wish
I
list.
just want to stand alone.
Let me pull out my list of movies.
Anything.
Daredevil.
I honestly,
Back
I
to the
really
big
think,
screen?
I really think
Big screen.
Daredevil is going to be in the Infinity War. I think
Really?
I think they're building it up to put Daredevil in there. I
Isn't
think
it rumored that they're going to be pulling from the TV universe to fill in some of those slots?
they've kind of always rumored it,
Yeah.
but like I forget who, but someone at Marvel confirmed that like this by the second Infinity War, the actual cast list is going to be 4 times that of Civil War, which
That seems like
sounds
a lot.
Insane.
That is insane. But that's also including like supporting people. But
Okay, but
They've,
still.
they've actually came out and said it, the Russo brothers, that there was going to have like more than 67
yeah,
cast members for
because by
Infinity
then they'll have
War and
Captain
2.
Marvel and everyone. But
Yeah.
What
I
kind
think
of
they're
screen
going to put
time are some of
Daredevil
these
in
people
there.
going to be getting? I think
But
you're
I
just
don't know if I
going
want
to
to
see
see
them fighting
Daredevil
in
have
the
a
background.
movie to be necessarily like in Phase 4. Like I think they're doing such a good job with him in Netflix. Keep him there. If they, if the fans are for it, put him in Infinity War. See how he handles. I think he'll be great.
They don't need to fix what's not broken either. He doesn't really need a film right now because
Right.
they are doing so well with the TV show.
You know what I don't want to see is an Iron Man 4 or whatever.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm done with Iron Man.
Again,
Put him
I
on a
don't
show.
really wanna
After the
see-
Mandarin.
I just don't really want to see standalone.
Please don't
comic
That
movies.
Mandarin. That Mandarin.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Like I
The
want to
real
see
Mandarin's legit.
Iron Man and Spider-Man in a movie together. I want to see
I don't see
more
that.
like
team up
Iron
movies.
Spider,
More
yeah.
team up movies would be
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, like
I honestly feel I got to give credit where credit is due. I love Marvel movies, right? I don't bash on them at all. But they are leading the trend, right? First it was like single individual movies leading up to big events. DC is was forced a little bit, I felt, to do it the opposite, just to catch up a little bit.
They're definitely playing the catch-up game. That's my real problem with the DCU. If DCU took the time to build the thread that Marvel has done, these movies could be so good. But because they're rushing things,
and now Marvel can do like anything now that they want to.
But that's not be their own time. It shouldn't be to put out Justice League with Avengers. That shouldn't be their goal. Their goal should be to put out a Justice League in 8 to 10 years that is incredible.
Yeah, but you don't want Justice League to be like, oh, I saw Avengers 10 years ago. Like,
I'd still see it though.
The thing is, though, why do they have to do the exact same thing? Why don't they do something a little different?
Well, they are, and people are hating them for it.
I mean, they did it right. Do it different, do it good.
I'm just saying, like, do they have to be concerned so much with their Justice League situation? Aren't there other storylines that they can follow besides just following the Justice League around? Are they really the end-all, be-all of DC?
No, but they're just pushing it because of
well, the same thing could be said about the Avengers, too.
That's true.
Yeah, but the groundwork is already laid, so they don't have to play catch-up to reach that point.
And I think their Marvel's standalone movies, except for a couple, pretty much stand on their own. Like, they are standalone movies. Almost every movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, aside from, like I said, choice few, do stand up, and then there's just things about other movies dropped in. They've done such a good job of that. Whereas, like,
the story weaving is just incredible.
Yeah, the DCU, I worry that they're going to be too reliant on this Justice League. Like, Batman vs. Superman pretty much stands alone, except for that weird Justice League spot in the middle. But, like, what are the next movies going to be? Are they going to be super Justice League heavy? Like, I'm worried about that.
I can't even make a guess because I don't follow.
But yeah, anyway, so
yes.
what movies
we're still talking for Marvel. I'm talking about DC.
Like, do we want to see characters added or just the same characters with new movies?
Yes,
no,
they do.
I want to
apparently.
see brand new characters. Like, I want to see an Adam Warlock movie.
That'd be cool.
I'd love to see actually the Punisher. If they made a movie, I would want to see
Dolph
a Punisher
Lundgren.
movie more than a Daredevil movie.
Dolph Lundgren?
No.
I want to see the Phoenix Force done right.
Yes, thank you. But again, 20th Century Fox
I would love. You know what?
Yeah.
Besides the Infinity War, that'd be an awesome next big thing. The Phoenix Saga.
Yeah, Phoenix doesn't necessarily
If-
need to inhabit
If 20th
an
Century
X-Men.
Fox and Marvel
I
can
know.
get together, Phase 4 could be.
Do they own the rights to the Phoenix Force though?
No,
Well,
because it's in X2.
No, but what I'm saying is it can pass on to almost any female, right? I think at one point
Right.
doesn't
Well,
the Scarlet Witch even get the Phoenix Force?
But
Any female
since
that
it's
has
used in
like
the 20th Century Fox
telekinetic
Oh,
type
they don't want to do
powers.
that. I
Yeah.
see.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like how Galactus was used, and Galactus should actually be Phase 4. Now that they're going to get. I shouldn't say they're going to, but there's a pretty good
rumors,
chance.
yeah,
they're going to get
gonna buy
Fantastic
it.
Four. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Because
which is amazing.
Fox might be hands-on with X-Men, but they've seen what Fantastic Four, and they're like, oh, maybe
They've
Marvel can
tried
have
too
them.
many times now. I don't think they.
Third times it was not the charm.
Yeah.
If they get it
No.
back, I
No.
think Galactus will be Phase 4.
Maybe it'll be
Yeah.
the Fantastic Four.
The Silver Surfer would be
So,
cool too.
so that's what I'll say. Phase 4, I want to see them get the rights back to Fantastic Four and put Fantastic Four in Phase 4.
Or even do the
Phase
Annihilation
Fantastic Phase 4.
storyline. The Annihilation storyline?
Maybe.
Because that involves Galactus.
Right.
And,
I don't know about that one. That would be fun.
yeah.
If they
So-
could make it not look silly, the scrolls would be cool too.
The thing is those are like massive stories. Like we're talking like Phase 4 individual stories, and that's kind of hard to come by.
Well, I'm saying that's what I'd want Phase 4's like overarching thread to be. I'd want to see. I haven't even seen Black Panther, but I just know he's going to be a badass in Civil War. His movie's going to be badass. I want to see Black Panther 2 in Phase 4 for sure.
How about if they just do something so crazy? I just thought of right now. That
Let me
Phase
hear it.
4 is now the villain side, and it tells their individual villains, and they're coming up to.
I mean, that would be cool.
That'd be like flipping it on its head.
Origin
'Cause
stories
that's
for
one
Galactus.
thing that the MCU hasn't
Yeah.
quite gotten amazing is the villains. Like they don't give the villains enough time to shine. The Netflix
Yeah.
shows shine the villains.
Oh,
They
for sure.
really do.
Fisk
Fucking
and
Fisk,
Kilgrave.
yes.
Fisk.
Kilgrave.
Purple Man.
Kilgrave has been the best villain to date. I'll put him above Loki. I
Fisk
love
for me
Kilgrave
was
so
was
much.
above
Fisk, I think, is better
Kilgrave.
than Kilgrave.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Kilgrave better.
It's because he's so subtle. Kilgrave was
True.
silly to me in a lot of respects, but
I guess.
Fisk feels like a man that is just barely hanging on to not punching you in the face and smashing you to pieces constantly.
fair enough, but I
He's-
just felt like Kilgrave was so much more of like this interesting menace villain.
he was
that,
very
like,
dangerous.
Yeah, he could just ruin the world.
But he-
like, if
I-
let loose. Whereas
but he
that's
just
why I felt with
didn't
Loki a
care
little bit
to.
too.
Really,
Yeah.
he could.
Yeah.
Really think about it. I mean,
that's how I felt about Loki and Kilgrave. Like, they're these kind of jovial types, but they could just straight up ruin life if they just went crazy.
Yeah,
and they have.
Especially
I mean,
if they got in
even
contact
in
with the right people.
Even in the Jessica Jones, I mean, he wrecked some
wrecked
families.
some shit.
I mean,
so that's why but I want to. So I'd want to see some good villains if they could really like stretch their legs, really embellish. I think Red Skull's still coming back someday. I still hold out my hope that Red Skull's not dead. He's just in the cosmic universe. If they could really bring back Red Skull, if they get Fantastic Four, do Doctor Doom really well.
Oh,
fuck.
Oh, if they could do him well, it'd be fun.
I would like to see some more obscure titles like Moon Knight.
Ooh,
Moon Knight, Squirrel Girl.
maybe not that
It's a
one.
long stretch.
Squirrel Girl is
Moon Knight.
awesome in the comics. Like, she does really, really
Captain
well.
Britain.
Captain Britain.
Come on, let's do it.
imagine? No.
Let's do it. Colin Firth is Captain Britain.
I think also what I would really like to see is different eras of these superheroes' lives. And I was just talking today about how it would be really cool if we could see like a Blade Runner-esque 80s dripping with neon Cable movie. I want that so bad.
Cable could be fun
Yeah.
because he's a time traveler. They could
Yeah.
they could do out of canon stuff with him just because if he time
He can
travels, he
go-
can fix it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just think it would be so cool to
I
see
also
like
think
With like
Marvel
Bishop
has-
chasing him around and
Yeah.
stuff, you know?
Oh my
They could get Bishop.
fucking dream right there. Oh,
I also
my
heard
God.
that Marvel got the
orgasm.
rights to Blade back.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
they did.
if they could get Blade into their MCU, that'd be pretty
I love
interesting.
Blade.
Solely because Morbius is one of my all-time favorite Spider-Man
badass.
villains.
Me too.
And the fact that Punisher and Blade always try and kill Morbius, and so Spider-Man has to save him, I've just thought is one of the coolest villain hero stories.
I'm with you.
I want to see a Spider-Man movie with Punisher and Blade in it.
Idris Elba, Blade.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
He can play every
Right?
person.
Yeah.
But he's a badass.
I mean, he's
mofo.
already hammed
No
up.
way,
I
bro.
mean, I guess
Bring
maybe
Snipes
Gas,
back.
what's his face, but well,
Wesley
Wesley
Snipes.
Snipes, yeah.
Yes.
I would like
Always
them
was
still young
to
enough to
acquire
play
the
him.
Ghost Rider back. That series.
With Nicolas Cage.
no,
and Beast.
hell no. Hell no.
Ghost Rider's such a tough character to do right, but if they could do him right,
Yeah.
he'd be a lot of fun.
He would fit in with the Doctor Strange because he is a
right.
cult.
I wouldn't want to see him with the Avengers, but like in a
Yeah.
Strange movie, he'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that topic. On that note.
On that note, on that topic, the next note.
The next topic.
Pokemon live action film. It's in a bidding war with WB, Sony, and Legendary.
Can I say I hope it doesn't happen?
I hope they all lose.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
We
I think
are.
Pokemon is one of those things where not only would they have to cast the right people, they would have to make it in the right setting with the right amount of CGI.
Yeah,
they would
it
have
would
to
have to be
pick
so
the
much
right
CG.
Pokemon to be in it. It's just so far-fetched, no pun
Yeah.
intended, that it would actually happen properly. That even if
Gotta cast them all.
even if it did happen, just the idea that it could possibly go right is like unbelievable to me.
I agree with you. I mean, ditto.
Fuck.
I was like, no, you don't.
I don't know.
You're
man. I
such
had
a
to-
dragonite.
I had to do it. That's
to me, Pokemon falls in the same category as the Power Rangers. I honestly, I don't want to see it.
I do.
just don't want to see
I
it.
want to see Power Rangers.
My most like
Well, I do too.
my
You want to see Pokemon?
my purest childhood dream would be for a live action Pokemon film. Can you imagine
Digimon.
how many?
Yes.
Okay, look.
Thank you.
We're talking.
boy over
apples
We
here.
all
and
know that's not
oranges.
going to happen, but if that could happen, Jesus Christ, like I would go and make this a thing. But I think, like, can you imagine how cool it would be if you had a giant menacing Gengar like looming over you? Like that would be fucking terrifying if you could do it right.
It's more the ultimate worry that it won't be done right.
I know
Yes.
it's not going to be done
And
right,
it
but
won't
just
be done
listen.
It just won't
It
be
won't
done
be,
right.
but can you imagine if it was?
I shouldn't say
Like,
it
I
won't
mean-
be because some things have some 1 in a million chances.
Stranger
have been
things
done
have
right.
happened.
Yeah.
They pull off the Avengers. They pull off Justice League. They can pull off anything. But
That's
like,
true.
just
I think maybe a major,
But not Pokemon.
animated motion picture again. I want it Pokemon first movie status up in the theater. Give me a
like-
Mew card. You know what I mean?
I would like to bring up Avatar: The Last Airbender and Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Enough
Yeah,
said, bro.
Bring it
But-
up. Take it
Name
back
me a
down.
good
Let's-
But that
cartoon
is one of the
remake
things. That
that
is
was
one of the
good.
things where that studio fundamentally misunderstood what those movies were.
so you
And
think
no one was like,
this studio's
no.
got Pokemon nailed?
No, I
and
don't
that's
think they
right.
do. But
What are the studios again? that are bidding?
Warner Brothers, Sony, and Legendary.
But look,
Honestly, the other two
one
did
thing
not
that I don't
do
understand that Pokemon never did was they never realized that those original fans grew up, and they have not serviced those fans at all. The games are cool and all, but
It's the same game over and over again.
Yes.
Yeah, but the
Honestly.
animated series that
Honestly.
they did, Pokemon, what was it, Origins? That was cool.
That was a good animated
Give me
series.
That they actually have manga series that are much more adult and grown
I'd
up.
rather see a
that never
Pokemon
came-
Netflix show.
Yeah, that never came to the U.S. That would be
Sure.
perfect.
It needs to be episodic, is my problem. I don't want to see an
I
hour and a
just-
half Pokemon movie, but a live action Netflix show with some decent CGI, I'd watch that.
Or not even a Netflix show, but an animated, a kick-ass animated movie. I'd be more inclined to
Well, I'm
watch
still talking
that.
live action. They did live action.
I don't want to watch a live action.
I don't want
I
a live
don't
action either.
either.
I want a Pokemon Origins
Oh, I thought we were
anime.
talking live action.
It is. I think
Okay.
it is.
But that's what my
I would rather
ideal-
not.
Okay, yes. Animated for sure is better.
But I never thought that Digimon was going to get a reboot, and then Digimon Tri came out, and I don't know if it counts as a reboot, but I mean, it's awesome,
That
and it's
fucking
grown
rocks.
up, and it's animated well, and it's got a great soundtrack. I mean, it's amazing. It's like
And it's the same
like watching
characters
kaijus
years
fight.
in advance.
That's true.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's
And in that show, the characters grow up.
modernized
They
in a
form
way.
deep
Yeah.
interpersonal
Yeah.
relationships. Like, it's way different than Pokemon
Look at
will
it,
ever be.
look
but
at it this way too. Who are they marketing this movie to?
Me.
It's not young kids.
To me.
right?
I mean, I think
Exactly you.
To me.
It really is.
ideally they want it to be maybe young kids because that's still I feel the main crowd still.
But that's what they're fundamentally misunderstanding about
Right.
I
Pokemon.
know. I'm not
Yeah.
But I
saying
think
it's
they're
right.
going
I'm
to
not saying that's what
fundamentally
they're-
misunderstand.
I think our age group is more inclined to watch it than like a new generation
Yeah.
teenagers.
But I think that's only true if it's done right.
Agreed.
Because
Yeah.
if it's done shittily, I'm like, I don't want to fucking watch that shit. But a kid would, you know.
There's a lot of live action licenses going out that I'm like, no, bury that.
Yeah.
Burn it in the fire.
who's the main trainer? The guy with the red hat?
Ash.
Ash. If Ash is played by Van Damme, I'll watch it. But if it's not,
If Ash is played by Van Damme, I will not watch it.
But if it's played by
Only
Vin
the-
Diesel, we will watch
no,
it.
The Rock.
directed by Van Damme.
The Rock is Lieutenant Surge.
No, he's Brock, dude.
Weirdly Kevin Hart is Pikachu, weirdly enough.
Yes. Actually, they wanted to have Robert De Niro play Detective Pikachu.
All the boys, but
I
yeah.
know this might
Yeah.
be against the Pokemon lore, but you know how they, certain Pokemon only say there are certain words. You know,
only say their name.
Pikachu
Yeah.
or
There are
whatever the
some
fuck.
Pokemon that
Except Mewtwo.
speak.
Very few.
Some legendaries. Meowth is the only like regular Pokemon that I know of in the main cast that speaks
Yeah.
regularly.
Mewtwo is also he speaks.
Yeah, but
regularly.
Yeah.
he's a little different because he's a legendary Pokemon. Plus,
Yeah.
he was genetically created.
He's like fucking psychic
So-
and shit and telepathic.
Yeah.
I'll get into
But also
Subtle
Arceus.
badass.
Arceus speaks, I believe.
Anyway,
There's a
Well, he's a fucking
Genesect
god.
speaks.
If we get like Dolph Lundgren and Van Damme to voice them, I think it'd be an awesome movie.
With
All right, I
Sylvester
changed
Stallone.
my vote.
With
If they
Sylvester
make a
Stallone.
live action movie and just all like the Expendables cast voice every Pokemon, I'm down.
Chuck Norris is
Hey, you know what?
legendary.
We gotta
yo.
make compromises, you guys.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris is Mewtwo.
Van Damme has to kick the Pokeball.
Sylvester Stallone, he's like, yo, Squirtle.
You gotta do it with the loop. Squirrel.
Squirtle.
The Rock can be Jigglypuff. Let's do it.
Hey, Squirtle's over here. And if they make a live action film and they don't use the Squirtle Squad, I'm just gonna be so disappointed. That's another thing. There's just too many things I want.
I
from
could
that.
change
That's
my
the Expendables
opinion.
cast right there. Squirtle Squad.
I could change
Oh,
my
man.
opinion on this depending on if like things go ahead and they start going into production, and the trailer. It's all gonna be,
It's gonna be Dragon Ball Evolution, though. I know
Yeah.
it. I feel it.
Yeah, it's
and you'll be able to tell
those Pokemon
as soon
won't
as you see
evolve,
that
though.
goddamn trailer. You'll,
Yep.
oh hell no,
Yep.
I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
And the thing is there's so many different Pokemon. You can't get them all in the film, and everybody has a different fucking Pokemon that they think is their favorite thing in the world. So if you don't get your favorite Pokemon, you're not going to want to watch it. Like for me, if they don't have Absol, it's ruined. Like I'm done. But
maybe that's where like all the mini movies before the main movie is, because that's when they throw in like all the fucking Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like they're all.
they're going to
hanging
build
out or
a
something.
Marvel universe.
Pokemon universe.
The PCU.
You know what?
The
I'll change.
Nintendo Cinematic
I know.
Universe.
Hey, I'll buy that for $1.
I'm gonna change my vote. I'm
Just
with,
for
I'm with
$1.
Marshall on the Netflix thing. I think that could be done because that way you can catch them all. You know,
Yeah.
after like a few seasons.
If Nintendo was
Look.
smart, they would go after a license from either Disney, or they would go for a license from Studio Ghibli, which is like a thing that Nintendo should do in general. Because if I had a Studio Ghibli animated Legend of Zelda film, I would shit myself.
Is it Ghibli or Ghibli?
I say Ghibli.
GIF or GIF, I don't care.
Because I always say
Yeah.
Ghibli.
Yeah, that's what I say as well.
Am I saying it
Ghibli.
I
wrong?
say Ghibli.
Okay.
say
We gotta
Studio
figure out the
Ghibli.
like
Fuck it.
official pronunciation, but I don't care. It's
But
Studio
it's-
Ghibli.
My vote, no.
Yeah, no.
On the live action movie, no.
Yeah.
And I hope not. But
But ultimately, probably.
yeah, but we'll all be we'll all be back to talk about how we hate it in a few
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Next topic. Ghost in the Shell. There's a lot of whitewashing accusations going on here.
I think they're fair.
What else is new?
Yeah.
The thing is that Scarlett Johansson brings money.
She sure does.
And
I would
she's
agree with
like-
that.
But did
Fully.
Exodus Gods and Kings, who cast all white people
Oh,
as
yeah.
Egyptians,
Horrible.
did Christian Bale bring money to that? Did that bring butts to the
Here's the thing.
seats? No,
I
good
didn't
point.
care that the major was cast with a white person because, in my opinion,
She's
the
an
major.
android.
And on top of that, I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that she was an American child that was adopted by a Japanese family, and she's a fucking cyborg. Plus, she doesn't look really Japanese. So to
doesn't.
me, I'm like, you could
And
mix that a little
ScarJo
bit.
really does look like her.
My hope was that they would turn around and cast the rest of the movie correctly.
Right.
But then I heard that they dropped her last name. And then I also heard that they used CGI, supposedly, to make the other actors look more
Appear
Asian.
Asian, yeah.
and
Oh,
I'm
really?
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like white actors and they tried to make
yeah.
them
So
look
I'm like,
more-
I haven't heard
can't
that. That's
support this
gross.
decision anymore. I know. It's almost like blackface.
Yeah.
Like, what
Yeah,
are
that's
you
Like
just
there was an
distasteful.
an
Yeah, it
unknown
is.
source close to production that said Lola Visual Effects, the same visual effects team that did the Curious Case of Benjamin Button, like the touch-ups of aging Brad Pitt and Kate Blanchett, were pulling that Cloud Atlas Asian look
Well,
on
actually-
the actors.
I heard, and I don't know if this is true, but one of the articles I read said that they confirmed it, but they said that it was a screen test for one background character. I don't know how true that is, but that kind of like, I feel like it would be a little bit blown out of proportion if that was the case.
True.
But
Tough to
it's
speculate
not a
on
great
hearsay.
start
Yeah.
for this movie.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not good news.
No.
I'm still gonna watch it.
I still am too. I love Ghost in the Shell. In
I
the
do
off
too.
chance that it still could be good.
Here's the
It
thing.
has a
You
better
know?
chance of being good than a live action Pokemon does.
That is
Yes.
so
Yes,
true.
it does.
Yeah.
And realistically, how many people are really like diehard? I mean, I know a lot of people are diehard Ghost in the Shell fans, like us included.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm talking like general public wise.
They're not even going to
don't
know
really
the source
know.
material.
Not that big.
That's why I can't really fault them for being afraid not
Look, if you
to
want
cast
fucking,
someone like her.
if you want to do American like actors like that and cyborg, do a fucking Deus Ex movie. Like that'd be fucking
That'd be kinda
badass.
cool.
Yeah, or even beyond that, like if you're gonna make it an American version of it, like Ju-on and the Ring, or yeah, I think that's a Grudge or whatever. I don't speak that.
Juan is the
but-
Grudge. Ringu is the ring.
Ringu, thank you. I really want it to be completely different. And since you're blatantly pulling from Standalone Complex because the villain is supposed to be the Laughing Man,
Yeah.
that's not a reboot. You can't get away with changing things like that, I think. It's just not fair, in my opinion.
Do you think you know how Netflix acquired the rights to Death Note, right? The Death Note
Yes.
movie. Do you think they suffer the same backlash that Ghost in the Shell
I don't know
is
who
right
they're
now?
casting.
It depends, yeah. 'Cause we
Yeah, I don't know
have
who they're
info on that.
casting. I haven't even heard about it until somebody else was talking
But
about
one
it
would
in
say
one of those articles.
that the characters in Death Note are Asian.
They
Just
are.
Like
They
how
are.
They are because they actually talk about certain parts of Japan that the killer is active in, and so we know that those people are either Japanese or at least living in Japan.
Maybe the white dude from Tokyo Drift, he's already in Japan, could play a part.
Since there's no good roles for him in any Fast and Furious movies,
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, come on.
Am I?
Poor guy.
I understand people's frustrations with the whitewashing a little bit. To me, at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me as much because
Because you're not being excluded.
well, the thing is like, is the movie good? Like when I go in and see Ghost in the Shell, does Scarlett Johansson do that character justice.
But the problem is,
she's
you
a
said it
A-list
yourself.
actor.
You said it yourself. She is an A-list actor. She's going to draw a movie to the film. But the reason she is because she's been given an opportunity to build a name. She's been given an opportunity to show that she's a good actress. Other actors and actresses don't get that same opportunity. There aren't as many
see that
roles
too.
for them to shine.
I see that too.
Yeah.
And
So how could you say we need an A-list actor? Obviously, there's no Asian actors that are A-list. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I've seen really good movies with non-A-list
Yeah.
actors.
I saw an article that had
roll the
like
dice
top
sometimes.
10 people who could have played.
Tom Holland isn't an A-lister. And
Kusanagi,
he's
yeah.
taken over one of the most beloved Marvel characters known to man. So
It just seems silly, you know,
If
to
not
just
the most-
dismiss it.
Well-known
household
Marvel character.
You brought up a good point last podcast when we were talking about Doctor Strange and Tilda Swinton being cast as the Ancient One.
Mm-hmm.
So you could run the risk of being different, like they did, and cast Tilda Swinton, or you run the risk of casting an Asian and suffering that same backlash
Yeah.
from like,
what I'm
you're
saying.
casting an
Right.
Asian character
It's-
as a typical like
It just
master
depends on if
martial
they're a good-
artist.
They should cast if it's a good acting choice. Like,
Yeah,
if
I
this person
agree.
can nail this role, I don't care.
It's a
They
really
can
fine
be
line,
whatever
though.
is.
It
Like-
is a really fine line.
I think it's fucked up because it's like it's gonna come down to if the movie is good or not. If it's good, people are gonna be like, they're not gonna talk about that anymore.
True.
But if
Yeah.
it's bad, they're like, oh, it's because of that fucking shit right there.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For
And it's
sure.
the same kind of thing. I feel like with Tilda as a monk is the same thing as this Ghost in the Shell thing.
It
It's the
is.
same thing.
But like I said, at least they didn't just cast it as another white male lead. That is something that I'm just tired of seeing.
But-
And I think that they could go a lot of different directions. If they were going to change the ethnicity, you know, they could have changed it to something else. They could have done something better, I
But
think.
why are we
Easier.
hearing a lot of guff about this in this movie, but we don't really hear a lot of guff about the Doctor Strange casting, you know? At least I haven't
I think
heard
it's just
anything.
I haven't either,
I think
because
it's just
it's a
because it's a
different
female.
caliber.
I honestly just think that. Not that
No,
I'm
you bring up a-
justifying
you
it,
bring
but
up
I'm.
a good point there.
I think
Yeah.
it's a different level. I think
Like, what makes it different?
more people know about Doctor Strange and Marvel, and because you don't know about something, it's easier to talk shit about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel, but to me, it's the same thing. I don't care if at the end of the day, if the movie's good.
Well,
I don't
actually,
care.
a good point may also be that a lot of people who are fans of Ghost in the Shell are avid anime fans, and they do watch a lot of anime, and they're very sensitive to the fact that it is a Japanese source material specifically. So it is possible that these people are just a little bit more
more gung ho.
likely.
Protective.
Yeah, they're
Protective
more
about
likely
the-
to want it to be true to the source material.
Exactly.
And fair. You know what I mean? So
But if it's a spectacular movie, watch those people just go away.
I mean,
They're just gonna
Aeon
be
Flux
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
end up being
you
good,
know,
though.
it might end up
enjoyed it.
like the
was
casting
alright.
of Ben Affleck with Batman. It might end up like that. I mean, everybody was eating their words when they saw Ben Affleck as Batman on
Myself
Batman versus
included.
Super. Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Or Heath Ledger as the Joker.
I'll gladly
Yeah.
eat my words. You know, I thought he was gonna suck, but he nailed it.
Honestly, I think Scarlett Johansson's gonna nail that role.
I don't.
think
I
so.
have no
I think so,
fears
too.
about that.
Yeah.
I have no fears about that.
You already seen her fighting chops as Black Widow. Like, you already know she can do that kind of stuff. You know. And
Then she put off the emotional role in Her.
I was gonna say she's already been a computer.
Yeah, I know.
yeah. Or even in the weirdest fuck tripping under the skin.
Under the skin.
Yeah. I
never saw that.
Yeah.
It's really creepy.
I wanted
it's kinda
to,
weird.
though.
It's
I
tough
heard
to
it was-
watch.
Really?
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
really interesting way.
And she sort of looks like the character.
She
really
does.
does.
She really does.
The thing about that character is, and the reason that I don't necessarily have a problem with the casting is mainly because she does not have any really hard, definable ethnic features, besides the
doesn't.
fact that she's light-skinned. She's really generic looking. And I don't think for myself I care that much just because of that.
I think the only thing that really defines her to being Asian is the name, her name.
yeah, and like I said, I think
Makoto,
it's
you know
because
what I
she
mean?
was adopted by a
Yeah.
Japanese family. Yeah.
What's up, Batman? Podcast side?
He's like, this is more than I
Y'all up
bargained
in the
for.
podcast.
with the
He
Rocky
said-
Balboa action,
Aw, that's cute.
He's like, Vin Diesel, you're fat.
He's fucking throwing.
Next time.
bro. There is no other topic.
Oh shit! All right. Thanks for watching.
That's it.
That's all we
done.
got.
Go home.
What are you doing here?
Go find another
Go.
YouTube video to watch.
Shoo. Shoo.
Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't shoo away, please.
Watch it again.
Watch it again. The whole thing.
Just hit replay.
Something you didn't agree with? Hear us say it again.
You don't have to go
Maybe
home,
you'll
but you
agree
can't
with us.
stay here.
You'll agree with us the second time. Maybe.
Maybe
right.
like the Vin bit.
Listen to us until you agree with us.
Later, guys.
Deuces.
You